Hello chemistry students. We're here today for lesson 6.3 where we take a look at covalent formulas in naming of covalent compounds. So our goals for you in this lesson are to first of all list the Greek prefixes which we use in naming covalent compounds, at least the first 10 of them, to write the correct formulas for binary covalent compounds. Binary means covalent compounds which contain only two elements. We want you to then be able to name binary covalent compounds using the IUPAC rules. IUPAC stands for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemists. And lastly, to use the IUPAC name, then to write the chemical formula of a binary covalent compound. So let's get to it.
So the first thing is the 10 prefixes. You have seen them in the past. We had them on a couple of our pages from before, especially we did the hydrates. But now we're going to expect you to actually memorize 1 through 10. And it starts off with mono, and then of course di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa, hepta, octa, nona, and deca. And this is a very key skill for this. And again, we're going to have naming quizzes with this again. So if you don't learn them, you're going to have a bit of a problem, but most of these are pretty
straightforward.
Yeah, pretty much
once you get
sense.
the which prefix goes with which number, it's
I would say tetra might be the most difficult one for 4.
Right.
So all right, next slide.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is give you the IUPAC. That's the official Chemical Society rules for naming binary. That means 2-atom covalent compounds. So our special guest reader is going to read Rule 1 as you copy it down. If we go too fast, pause it and write it down.
Name the central atom first. If there are only 2 total atoms, name the less electronegative atom first. Add a Greek prefix only if there is more than 1 atom. Never use mono on the first atom.
So again, to emphasize, we should never hear mono on the first atom.
You should see mono on the second, though, if that's not clear. The second one is Greek prefix always goes on the second atom. Use mono if 1. So that just kind of reiterates that point.
And the suffix of the second atom, like in covalent compounds, would always change to "ide."
Yeah, IDE. Unless it's a polyatomic for some reason, but they're usually...
No, we're talking about binary. In
I know.
in a straight-up binary with 2 elements, it's always going to end in "ide."
All right, so some practice problems to start off with. The first one you see CCl4.
So we're going to name the first one, carbon, and we're not going to use a mono because it's the first one, even though there's one.
We have 4 chlorines, so it's tetrachloride. Tetrachloride.
All right, now we have NO2.
So it would be nitrogen. You might see the word mononitrogen, but again, we want to avoid using that.
And then 2 oxygens, so that would be
dioxide.
Oxide. All right,
P2O3, so diphosphorus. Trioxide. Almost said tetra.
Oxide. Okay.
And last one is CO.
So again, not monocarbon monoxide, just carbon, and we don't say monoxide because of the vowel. It's monoxide.
But again, if you gave us carbon monoxide, we would give it to you.
Carbon monoxide.
Okay, there's 4 going the one way, and then the next one is pentaphosphorus hexachloride.
So we need to just be aware of our prefixes. 5, 6.
And of course know our elements. So it's 5 or P5, Cl6, and the next one is sulfur dichloride. So sulfur is S, and chloride would be Cl, and then a 2 for the di. And that's all you have to do for these.
Pretty straightforward.
We'll have more difficult ones to come.
And the nice thing is that the subscripts are built right into the name, unlike the ionic ones where you have to know the charges and figure it out.
Yeah, so this is the easier system of naming, and we'll have some practice with this tomorrow.